Hello, friends and listeners, party people. Welcome back to another episode of Party XP. I'm your host, Akan, and joining me is Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
You sound like shit.
Yeah, I know. I'm not actually. So this is the PAX, post-PAX episode. I did not catch Conflu. But I did go to karaoke yesterday, and I fucked up my voice, and I was like, oh shit, we have to record today. I fucked up. We probably should have recorded yesterday, but we were busy, so here we are.
Yeah, it was my son's birthday yesterday.
It
so
was, yes.
I'm not recording. Sorry.
Yeah, I very, very much understandable. Happy birthday to your son. I have his gift. I will see you at some point.
Yeah,
you will get his gift. Yeah, I sound like shit, but I feel pretty damn good. I'm still a little tired from the trip, but yeah, PAX was this past week / weekend. The yearly trip at this point. Actually, nice thing about this year, we didn't have to wait a full year before PAX because last year was in April. This year was in March again. So I actually got, less than a year and then PAX again, which was pretty sweet. So it was just me again with Jack. Unfortunately, no Tim this year. So something came up and just, it wasn't going to happen. So it was just a bro trip with me and Jack. One day we're going to get you out there because there's a lot of stuff that I feel like I'm missing out on due to me just being like relatively inexperienced and like not really well known in the media space. At least you have some friends in there who can help us out and get some cool stuff going on. Yeah,
probably.
So we'll get there eventually.
Hopefully it goes back to April then, and then I can come up.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe next year. I think they already put out the date for it, but I had a pretty eventful weekend. How about you? How was your weekend?
I had a children's birthday party on Saturday, and then my son's birthday was Sunday, so a lot of that. So yeah, pretty busy too. Not gonna lie.
It sounds fun though. I'm kind of bummed that I missed out on it though, because
That's all right.
You gave me the invite like months ago, and then we realized, oh no, that's PAX weekend. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's okay. There's a lot of stuff apparently happening that weekend, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. Again, I have the gift. I will see you one day.
It's okay.
PAX this year was fun. We attended the usual Thursday, Friday, as of the last couple of years now. Very easy now that I'm on the day schedule.
Yes.
Because last year I was dying like on the drive up, and I drove my manual Outback, which made it very difficult because no one else could drive if I was tired.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just shifted off the night shift, so it wasn't exactly like a proper shift. I was exhausted during the day and after like 5 hours of driving. But this year, easy. Took my car, a Geo Prism, which is an automatic as well too, so Jack could drive. But I felt good. I felt fantastic. Again, I ate my usual weight in clam chowder and lobster rolls.
Yeah.
So that was, again, a good time. A damn fantastic time. And of course, the biggest and most important part of it all, I played a good amount of video games over the weekend and saw some really cool shit. We could probably touch on a little bit too of like a funny situation. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out super well, but I think it was pretty funny in like looking in hindsight of you trying to help me out with some stuff with one of our friends, with one of your friends over there who was at PAX this year. I think we touched about that a little bit later, but I think I think it'd be a funny story. Did you look up anything about PAX this year, like the PAX Rising Showcase stuff? Because obviously it's on Steam, so stuff is getting focused and featured over there.
I had a child's birthday party.
Okay.
This weekend.
So nothing at all. Nothing at all leading up to it. Okay.
Nope. I just knew that you were there and that it was happening.
Okay.
I don't even know if the PAX anything is still on the Steam page here. I'm not seeing it. Just a lot of cocktails too and Throbbing Hood.
Yeah, for some reason, Steam is super horny right now, and apparently those are the very recent popular searches. You horny bastards, all of you.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna go ahead and get into some stuff from PAX, stuff that I got to play. I'm gonna be talking about it a little bit more as well in a section with Jack, who decided to hop. I was able to convince to hop on for a record as well, because we split up and we tried different stuff for a little while, and we played some co-op stuff, so we talked about it there as well. I'm going to not try to overlap too much with what we have, what I'm going to be talking about with Jack, because I already recorded that section, just a little peek behind the curtain. And I also was able to get 2 interviews going this year as well, so that was also a fun bit. And those will be dropped in after we talk about those respective games. The first big highlight of the convention for me was me playing this co-op game / PvP game called MechTech. If you want to take a look at that real quick, Jeff.
Okay.
This is a 1 to 8 player MOBA meets Clash Royale top-down shooter game, roguelike / PvP. So there's an option for roguelikes because you can play cooperatively against the enemy AI, or it's PvP for 1v1, 2v2, up to 4v4. Yeah, it is solo dev. Basically, one dude, Sam Makes Games, and this was like one of like my top two. I think I had no ranking, but like two games specifically stood out to me this year at PAX. This was really fun. Jack and I got to play 3 rounds. This was a constantly swarmed booth. They had a corner spot as well too, so it made for really really good visibility for them. And it was always popping. Like the crowd was popping off. The people playing the 2v2 mode was like really loud and rowdy. So it is 2 lanes, right? If you have the page up right now, they also have a Kickstarter as well. So you can basically go out there, top-down shooter, right? Go out there, control your actual character, and basically go out there and destroy enemy units or your opponent. And your job is to send, kind of like Clash Royale, you spawn down your units, and they walk down that lane, kind of like the minions in League of Legends as well, or a MOBA. And again, you also get to go out there and do it yourself. There's a couple different stages that have different mechanics. Like one, like if you control a bridge, you like launch like a missile out of that bridge and then it hit the enemy base. And yeah, that's kind of like why it's like a bit of a MOBA, Clash Royale mixed in kind of in there. This was really, really fun. Jack and I got to play 3 rounds. I won all 3 because I'm the best.
The Vinny Vinesauce just is playing this game.
Is he?
I can't believe it. In the trailer, the Vinny Vinesauce is playing it.
There we go. Yeah, this has like a surprising amount of momentum behind it. I had to eat my words actually initially because we were doing some research the night before. But this was a highlight for me for PAX. This is a very very fun game. Got super locked in. And even at one point, like, one of the devs, like or I think the dev's brother, I believe, was watching us, kind of asking if we needed any help for anything. Yeah, no, this is a really, really fun game when we played it. And I believe that there's a demo out now.
Yes, there is.
Surprise, Editing Lacan here. Here's the interview.
Please introduce yourself, and what is your game in 1 to 2 sentences, and what makes it different?
Hi, my name is Sam. I go by Sam Makes Games online. My game is called Mech Tech. It's an action strategy hybrid game. If I describe it in 1 to 2 sentences, I would say it's a game where you command an army and fight alongside them in your hero mech. It has a 4-player co-op campaign and 8-player PvP locally and online.
So what were some inspirations, and what did you do differently from said inspirations?
So visually, it's very much inspired by Advance Wars, an old Game Boy Advance game by Nintendo. My game is very different from a gameplay perspective. It's not turn-based because my attention span isn't as long as it was when I was a kid. The gameplay inspirations are the MOBA genre, like League of Legends or Dota, and Clash Royale. So the game is kind of a combination between a real-time strategy game and a MOBA. You can think it's like both are happening at the same time, and you jump back and forth between the 2 genres.
Very cool. What is something about your game that you really don't want players to miss? Like, what is your favorite feature of said game?
For me, it's all about how adaptable I've made the multiplayer. So depending on what friends you have over at your house or what systems you have, it's hard to play multiplayer. But for this game, you can play online up to 4v4. You can play locally up to 4v4. So if you have 8 friends over at your house and 8 gamepads, you can do a lot of gaming. Because I think everybody's had a time when you have a 5th friend over at your house in a 4-player game. And that's never fun for one person. So on top of that, you can do them both at the same time. So if you have 4 friends at your house, you can go online to do 4v4 just from one PC. So I really want you to be able to experience all the game with all types of people. If you have friends that don't like competitive, you can play the 4-player co-op roguelike campaign as well.
Oh, there's a roguelike campaign. Okay, cool. Yeah, so like, there's a heads up. I'm watching it, and they have the multiplayer going on. Didn't realize there was a single-player thing going on. That's sick. I'm a roguelike nerd. That's fantastic. What platforms will your game be coming out to, and when can people play it? Like, is there a demo available currently?
Yeah, so we're going to release on Steam. Fingers crossed, I'd love to bring it to console someday, but for release, we're going to do Steam. And people can play it right now. There's a free demo on Steam. If you just search Mech Tech, you'll find it. The demo has 4-player local PvP and the first little bit of the co-op campaign as well. The game is live on Kickstarter now, and hopefully sometime next year will be released.
Awesome. Very cool. Anything else you want to add on as we wrap up here?
No, just check it out. It's got a little something for everyone. Jumping forth and back and forth between action and strategy gameplay is fun. You can think of it like you and your friend will take turns being the hero and the commander of your army.
Very cool. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, like what do you think about this one so far? Like at least like looking at it aesthetically.
It looks really cool. Like I'm gonna try the demo out because it's a demo. It's free. Why not?
Yeah.
But it looks really cool. It's got like a really Advanced Wars style to it.
Yeah.
It looks just like Advanced Wars, which is cool because you could probably tell that was the inspiration.
Yeah.
Which I'm always cool with. So yeah, like it looks really cool. I'll probably do the co-op mode more than the PvP mode, just because I'm not like the biggest Clash person. But I am definitely it's definitely worth giving it a shot because you're like so into it.
Yeah, like legit, like this was a personal favorite of Jack's and mine. Where again the matches get heated, because me and Jack were going at it, and like I'm like playing this like kind of kitey like rocket launcher dude. He has like a flamethrower. He's trying to just run me down. You know what I mean? After he kills my units, and I'm just like, oh, this is sick. I was talking with one of the guys who's helping run the booth as well. I don't think it was brother at that point, but he was saying, yeah, like as like a reformed League player, this should be like in your wheelhouse because it has like that MOBA aspect where you are controlling it along with like passive units. And like one of the maps is like a jungle, you know what I mean? Essentially, kind of right there in the middle. Yeah, like it's basically a Clash Royale, but if you can actually come down there and handle it yourself on top of it, it's really, really fun.
Right, it's not an auto battler, which is cool.
Yeah.
You can actually affect what's happening in the game. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and so you have the cards. You can also make your own deck for what you get to play. And it's cool. There's some good feature stuff like average cost of the deck, right? It shows you on this. I believe the third panel, I believe it is, or fourth panel. And you have your usual like your regular infantry, and then like it gets a buff if it stands behind a unit that has more health than it. So every unit after the basic infantry guy has more health. So you're it's kind of telling you how to play your deck basically. It's sick. It's a really, really fun game. So basically the way you actually dole out your units though is you take your unit back to your base, very similar to like a MOBA, and you heal in there, and that also gives you your chance to spend your money or your currency to actually play the cards, which is the two purple tanks in the middle, if you can see that on one of the screenshots. It's meant to also be played like couch co-op style. You know what I mean? That's basically what it is. Obviously, you're gonna do some online stuff as well to get it going, to expand the player base, of course. But like, this is a fantastic like party game. Just like sit in front of your friends, trash talk a little bit. It's good. After this one, the next game that really tickled my brains was this game called Super Cucumber by Cubicorn Games.
No, not Tekken 8.
What was that?
I said, no, not Tekken 8.
Oh.
For some reason, I went to click Super Cucumber, and it went to Tekken 8. I don't know.
So Super Cucumber is a 2D action platformer with really tight movement. And it this is also another one that I had the interview for, and basically it's just like a bunch of levels and then a boss fight, and then you unlock said power from a boss, and then you can do more stuff. This was one of the games that like I was playing the demo for, and I didn't realize how long I was playing the demo for. I was like super like hyper fixated, locked in situation here, where I remember the wife of the dev said, "Oh, you almost got him," when I was like fighting the third level boss, and it pulled me out, and I was like, how long have I been here for? And it'd been like 45 minutes already at this point.
Nice.
It is a insanely like tight movement platformer. So you play as this little aardvark basically, right? You can see that there's like wall climbing and wall jumping. There's a double jump and an air dash, and basically it felt like if Mega Man X like just went all out with the movement, where you use your dash to jump super long distances, and you can get refreshes on killing enemies. So there's this like little pitch thing that goes up. You hear it kind of like a chime, and like once you get like 10, essentially you get a free jump on top of it. So like it's incentivizing you to use all of your movement. There's a bunch of like secret rooms in the walls. So like secondary exits basically to unlock like secret challenge areas. Initially, I thought when I saw this on the PAX website, for the exhibitors, I was like, this looks like a cute little cozy flash, platformer game, right? And it's funny because like I went there, and it was like younger children playing this game, and then I like started playing it, and I was like, this is insanely complex, but like easy to pick up. And this is probably like one of the like tightest platformers that I've played in the last like couple years, as along with like a game called Gun Runner that I'm still very much so a big fan of. That was also from PAX. Yeah. Any thoughts on this one?
It looks like if Meat Boy got really into anime.
Yeah, right. So that you have this little aura, like a Super Saiyan, kind of aura.
Basically,
thing going on.
yeah, like Dragon Ball aura.
Yeah.
Key energy that it like. It almost reminds me too of like I Want to Be the Guy. Like it's very precise. The art style isn't doing a lot of the heavy lifting. It's definitely the gameplay that's doing the heavy lifting.
I like how cute it is.
It is. No, it's a cute game. I'm not. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but like, it's definitely not being carried by the visuals. Kind of like I Want to Be the Guy, which is just a bunch of like ripped assets from other games. So I sympathize with it. It looks fun. Like I'm just watching the the demo reel here.
This was insanely tight to play because I thought it was gonna be a little floaty or whatever. And then once I started moving in the game, it was like, oh, there is some sauce here.
Yeah.
Like you can see in one of the demo reels, so where the aardvark jumps across like a bunch of spikes and then kills a bird. So if you kill an enemy in this game, it resets your aura, kind of like how Celeste was the platformer, right? Where you can kind of get like an extra charge over your jump or whatever.
Yep. I just got to that part.
Editing a con here. Interview number 2 goes right here.
Please introduce yourself and what is your game in 1 to 3 sentences and what makes it different?
Hi, I'm Lorraine Morbido. Our game is Super Cucumber, and it's a 2D action platformer with some inspiration from fighting games.
Cool. So you said some inspiration from some fighting games and some other. I played it a little bit earlier. Platforming is nuts in this game. A couple more inspirations, and what do you do differently from those inspirations?
One of our biggest inspirations, which if you look at it for long enough, is Mega Man X. And that was just very influential to myself and my husband, the two devs who work on this game. And what we do is we take the defeat a boss and get an ability aspect of Mega Man and actually make it to a permanent upgrade. So you're not getting like a weapon that does more damage against one guy. It's a complete new tool to your move set that you can use in tandem with your other moves that you've learned from different bosses to chain your momentum and defeat enemies and clear puzzles.
Very cool. What is something about your game specifically that you don't want players to miss? Like, say your personal feature that you really like about this game.
I might be biased because I do all of our art. Okay. So I really like the weird little enemies and stuff in there. We get a lot of comments on them. Some of them are just very strange. Like, we have a taco armadillo. Yeah. And people see it, they understand it immediately when I tell them it's Tacodillo, and I don't know many other games that have something like that.
It's very cool. One thing I do want to point out is that when I saw the image, I think on the website, on the PAX website, I was like, this looks like a really cutesy game. And then I was like, oh, that is very cute. And then I started playing, I'm like, oh, there's some depth in here. This is sick. And what platforms is your game coming out to, and when can people play it?
Initially, we're going to be launching on Steam. Okay. Best case scenario will be PAX East of next year, so 2027. Okay. If not 2027 at all, or in total. And after that, we're looking for console stuff. We just don't have anything set in stone right now.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you so much for playing.
Absolutely fantastic. Again, the art style's really cute and simple, but the tech is was super there for me. And I got lost in this demo. It is I had to actually be pulled out. And they had these running on these B-Link mini PCs. You know the one that I have in my living room?
Yeah.
It's running on that. If you scroll down a little bit for for requirements, it's an Intel Core i3 4000. It is not a very demanding thing. You can use integrated graphics from Intel.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, but it still looks fun.
Yeah, very fun. Unfortunately for this one, no demo yet.
Nah.
Yeah, they're looking to hopefully release next year, relatively early, so Q1. Yeah, this was really fun. Again, this is probably one and two, or 1A, 1B situation with Mech Tech and Super Cucumber for me, for what I played over the weekend. I think because specifically as well too, I mentioned Super Meat Boy. I told the dev and his wife, and she does the art, I believe, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
During our conversations, and I was like, yeah, this tickled my brain in a way that I haven't felt since Super Meat Boy. And then both their eyes kind of lit up and oh, you're that type of platformer enjoyer. I was like, yeah.
Right.
I like a little bit of brutal, some brutal platforming gameplay. And they were super excited that and super happy that like somebody like again like a Meat Boy enjoyer was like really clicking with their game. I think you'd very much so get like a kick out of this one.
Yeah, no, I would play it
Since you also enjoy being miserable, like
right.
me, and wanting to
Correct.
just go fast as hard as possible. This was again 1A, 1B for Mech Tech and Super Cucumber. And I got one more here specifically for you, actually. I think you would really like this because the dev said this was heavily inspired by Wario World like 3 and 4.
Okay.
Okay. So check out this one. It is called Curse Chapter Dawn Thief. And these guys have been around for a while. This is from Color Grave, I believe is the name of the development team.
Yes.
Okay, so Curse Chapter Dawn Thief. So these guys have made some other like heavily retro inspired like Game Boy Advance, SNES inspired stuff. Like they have like a Legend of Zelda type. They have a like a dungeon crawler type game. They have like a co-op platformer, and all done in this very pretty pixel aesthetic, right? This one is again they told Jack, and then Jack came over and told me, he's like, hey, you have to try this. Okay, I came over. This one is a 2D platformer. I didn't know exactly how far if it goes. I'm assuming it's like level based, kind of like a Wario World, right? But you have a lot of movement here that interacts with the world specifically. Like you have a grappling hook / mace, essentially like a Morning Star
Yeah.
thing that shoots you across the map. You can see there's this crazy long dash ability, which is like counteracts out of a slide. There's some crazy movement stuff, and again everything's very interactable on top of it. And like again, I think that they said that the level design specifically was very much so like the Wario inspired stuff here. To me, it reminded me of like again kind of like a Wario or a Shovel Knight, where like you interact with the world very specifically to give yourself movement, and you are welcome to go very very fast in this game. You jump on enemies, you can use your grappling hook / Morning Star thing, flail, and like super long jumps, and you can even like hang from the wall if you throw it straight up into the air onto a ceiling. So you can kind of reset yourself there, or plan out your next move while you're kind of moving around. This one was again relatively short demo. I started playing this one. I started realizing some of the tech, like the movement speed stuff. And the dev was showing me off like all this kind of cool stuff of like super jumping into like a grapple to the ground to launch yourself again. And I was like, oh yeah, this is absolutely my wheelhouse. And I was like, Jeff would probably enjoy the hell out of this.
Yeah. This looks cool as hell. It's definitely not like Wario, but it does remind me of Shovel Knight, I guess, because of the aesthets and all of that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something that I'd give a shot. This looks cool.
I would recommend getting on the demo for this one because they specifically referenced Wario. So I'm like, it's like a gameplay feel thing. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
aesthetic wise for me, it is that modernized retro inspired game, right? Again, like a Shovel Knight. But specifically when I started playing it, I was like, okay, yeah, I understand exactly what they mean by specifically Wario in terms of level design and how it kind of moves and feels. And I almost missed this one because I only got to it because Jack was like, you have to play this. This one does have a demo, luckily on Steam, and it is looking to release later this year. I did not get a chance to interview these guys. It was kind of like near the end of the day situation.
Yeah.
Because again, Jack was like, no, you have to try this before we leave kind of thing. But yeah, this is really cool. This is a very fun one. I guess we can talk a little bit about the situation that we tried to make happen, unfortunately, due to me forgetting my phone in the car for the first 3 hours of the first day. And a super late application on, I guess, technically our end, because I obviously had to get to Boston first. You can go into that if you want to explain that a little bit.
Oh, we were going to get you hooked up. One of my friends that I've made in the industry here is doing PR for the guys doing backyard baseball. Is that the story we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see they had Pablo there. they had like a giant, a walking mascot, giant walking mascot. I was like, oh my God, Pablo Sanchez, holy shit. I was super hyped. And I was like, yeah, it's just cool to see it, back again.
Yeah, we were going to try to get that going, but the press tool that they used was not very intuitive and not very nice to us as independent creators, and so we weren't able to get Lacan a spot. But I think
we did technically.
Yeah. Yeah,
but I
think
missed
you
it because
did.
I'm an idiot and I forgot my phone in
Oh,
the car
oh,
for like 3 hours.
You
Yeah.
didn't tell me that. I mean, you did tell me that.
So by the time I got back to the car, it was like the time slot already, like that I applied for.
Oh,
So yeah, I screwed up the first day. So quick story for you because you never actually heard this story yet. So Jack and I on Thursday, we rolled in early. You know, made sure we get there, get a parking spot. So we're at the thing, not at the parking deck. We have to shuttle over. It takes another 10 minutes or whatever, right? So we get in, we go straight to the merch line because last year we got almost kind of super screwed on it, and Tim just kind of bit the bullet and was like, "I'm just gonna wait in line. I want to grab some stuff now." I was like, "Okay, cool. Like, I appreciate you for that." 2 hours later, Tim gets everything. We're like, "Bro, thank you so much," because like, you know what I mean. He just like kind of powered through the merch line.
yep.
This year, it takes us basically like 3 hours
Jesus Christ.
to buy like the yearly mug or the insulated bottle, shirt. You know, Jack bought a couple other things like a shirt and the logo tee for the year. And like by that point, when we got back to the car, we were kind of like mentally drained because we just sat around doing nothing for like 2.5 hours basically.
Right.
And I had like a pretty bad like sugar/caffeine crash, so I was like I had to like sit down in the car for a minute before I passed out. And then by the time I realized when we were in line, it's like, oh shit, I don't have my phone on me. So I had to just raw dog the line for like 2.5 hours. And I was like, so sorry, Jack, but I need to talk to you because if not, my brain just gonna like just look for anything, like just so I can stay focused. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I missed the follow up you gave me about the time slot. And yeah, so
It's okay.
I screwed up. That was a bit of a screw up on my end. Also, yeah, the site was not exactly particularly friendly to me applying for a slot, as you know, we are small time creators so far. So
Good stuff. Fun stuff. That's okay. There'll be other chances.
and on the other end, I guess on your end, so I told you right the night before that I got rejected. What did you do? You just reach out to your friend?
Oh no, I didn't do anything. No.
Oh.
My plan was I was just gonna take one of these companies up on getting a domain for my website, like a email with the domain name, and then I was just gonna book as me, and then you would just show up.
Okay.
So
Because again, I got the update. I was surprised. Like, oh, I got approved then. You know, because initially I received a letter of or an email saying like, yeah, you were not approved for a time slot. Okay, that's why I was like thrown off by it. I was like, okay, you must have pulled a couple strings. That's what I assumed.
oh no, I didn't do anything. Sorry.
Okay.
I have a child.
I have a child. But yeah, so that was again a bit of a hiccup on my end, but it was cool. You know, still seeing the booth there. You know, it's cool to see backyard baseball coming back. There was a good amount of hype around it, of course. You know, because like it's like a massive nostalgia hit for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's cool. It was cool to see. I did see also as well that the other thing they had at the booth that they were also partnered with was the God of War Son of Sparta game. They had like an arcade cabinet for it, which I also saw this year. Like a lot of indie developers would go out of their way to make essentially like an arcade cabinet for their game, especially if it was like a 2D platform or some sort of like a beat 'em up. Like instead of it just being like a regular demo with a PC or a Steam Deck plugged into a TV. It's kind of, you know, it's a nice little touch, kind of nostalgia, right? Of feeling the arcade feeling, basically.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
There's one other game here that I want to talk about here. I think also you might enjoy this, because you are also a fan of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And this dinosaur game is super cute and animated, really dope. And you fire fireballs, and you eat stuff to heal.
Mm-hmm.
Gnaw, GNAW, gnaw.
Okay, very Scribblenauts art style.
A little bit, right? It has that like, you know, kind of like flash game animation still a little bit, which I really like.
Mm-hmm.
Very late, like Alien Hominid kind of thing, where you clearly see the moving bits are not you know, very separated from the background. Yeah, so in this one, you are playing as a dinosaur in New Dino City, and it's up to you to solve the mystery in this game. It's a Metroidvania. You basically try to stop the extinction of your people, basically, or your fellow dinosaurs. So if you see the demo, there's a demo available, coming soon. No official release date yet. But yeah, like this one, again, like the demo, like give you that Metroidvania because you start off with only just like basically a slash attack, you know, with yourself just chomping. And then eventually you beat the first boss, and you get to fire fireballs, and you get to roll. You know, you can chomp on these like lanterns and swing from them. So the movement gets pretty fast as well too. And this was a pretty hard demo, like surprisingly difficult. I saw the people in front of me kind of struggling, and you know, me being the elitist asshole that I am, I was like, "These aren't gamers. Get out of here. Let me get in here." So then, like, I started playing, and I was like, "Oh, this is rough." Okay, like not rough as in bad. Like, no, it is like a challenge. Actually, like a challenge for a demo. I was like, "Oh shit. Okay, let me lock in for a bit, right?" And I beat the first boss, unlocked the first ability, and then I beat the second boss, which is 2 squirrels. You're basically dinosaurs fighting rodents. That's basically what this kind of game is.
Okay.
And according to the, I'm not sure if it was the dev or at least one of the community member or media people for the game, they said that I was the only person in 2 days to have beaten the second boss and actually reached the mini game.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh shit! Like, I mean, like, I get early on, I was like, okay, like, I guess, but also, yeah, again, the demo was kind of like, you know, not unfairly difficult, like, but like, yeah, challenging difficult. And I was like, okay, I respect the hell out of this game so far, you know. This was a very fun demo. I did receive technically a separate demo for PAX. I think I don't know if it's a different build or something.
Okay.
But yeah, so this was really fun. I'm not sure if the demo that's on Steam is exactly the same, but this was really fun. I love the aesthetic of it.
Yeah.
And I was able to chat actually with one of the composer for the game. She was based out of New York, and I was like, oh, sick! I'm also a musician out of the tri-state area, so kind of got to nerd out a little bit with her. Yeah, this was a really, really fun demo. This was one of the games on the PAX Rising showcase floor. And
cool.
This one also had like a pretty standard like long line waiting for it the entire time. Like I waited for like 5 people before I even got my hands on it. And then as soon as I like finished my demo, another like 5 to 6 people were behind me, like waiting to get their hands on it. I was like, oh shit, okay, yeah, this is a very popular game. What do you think? In your wheelhouse?
Yeah, I like it. I'm into it. I'm downloading the demo as we speak.
Hell yeah. Again, personal favorites for me for the weekend was Mech Tech and Super Cucumber. But everything, again, the other 2 that I've mentioned before or afterwards are also very, very good. They were very fun. And then we also got to play a little bit of stuff from the Polish booth as well. We've mentioned before, like they had the Be My Horde game right from last year. Poland has a very large indie development scene, and they always had a very, very busy area over there. I got to try a couple games over there, but they were very long waits to even get in there. So, but yeah, this year I spent a lot more time actually off of the Rising Showcase area. There was a couple games that did interest me there, which Jack and I will cover. I happened to find like a lot of really cool stuff off to the side this year. Like, so again, some really like out there, taking some swings on some weird stuff. Unfortunately, there's a game that I played and I forgot the name of it. But basically, imagine like an indie Devil May Cry.
Oh, that would have been cool.
But it was like basically just kind of like a white screen, kind of like whited out, right? Like imagine like a sketchbook almost kind of looking thing. But it was like a little bit like anime inspired, that kind of spectacle hack and slash type of game.
Yeah.
It was sick. I got my hands on it. And it felt very good. So there's been like a lot of like people really like a wide range of like indie games that are very much so like simplistic, quote unquote, right? I don't want to like not in like a negative term, but it's like 2D platformer, 2D side scroller, whatever, or Metroidvania, and then like 3D action spectacle fighters, all technically independent development. So
nice.
And one last thing. So Jack and I. We talked about PAX before, right? Where it's not really a merch con for the most part. I ended up spending a fuck ton of money.
Right.
The merch itself, not crazy expensive, right? I got the mug, I got the baseball tee, and I've talked about it with Jack as well too, but I might as well tell you. I went to Avery Media booth, which was, I already have some of their stuff. I have a capture card from them. Not sponsored. Like, it's just me talking about like how I like their gear. I don't hold any alliances to like Elgato or anything, or like whatever ecosystem or whatever, right? Whatever works for me is whatever works for me. I did buy their like wall wart / capture card. Okay. It is it's kind of sick. Like this thing was like $120, but it was on sale, so it was worth it for me. It's basically a wall wart / capture card that's meant for like recording console to like a TV or a laptop or whatever on the go. Basically, it's pretty sick. And then I also bought this dual camera. It's a webcam, but it has 2. So one is meant for you, and one is meant to aim down at the table, and it's built into one, so you don't have to like run 2 cameras at the same time if you're like doing like Pokemon content or hand cam stuff, like for your showing your mouse and keyboard.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, that would be great for like trading cards.
Yeah. So like that's what that's kind of like what the lady sold it to me as, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And the thing is, I've been doing a little bit of like light streaming to like friends on Discord when they want to see like my hand cam when I'm playing like like Apex or like shooters and even some fighting games, because I'll throw the fight stick, I'll show the fight stick that I'm using. And it's just cool, and I was kind of due for like a webcam upgrade, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I got both for basically $200. I saved a little bit of money because they were on sale at the con. But yeah, that was like kind of like the one little thing that where I spent money where I wasn't initially expecting to. But it's a con, why not, right? We save up for those.
Right, true.
And then one final thing for me, just to wrap up our segment here, I played money matches at the free play console area
In
Street Fighter 6.
And
I lost $40.
Damn, rip.
Yeah, so I mean, I was doing pretty okay, honestly. Like I was mostly just playing friendlies there, which is kind of the nice thing about PAX, right? Or any sort of gaming convention. There's a room there for just playing borrowing a console for a couple hours or whatever, just kind of playing with people, right? There was people really going at it in Smash 64. One group that was really going at it at Melee. A group of people was playing City of the Wolves.
Oh.
And I was like, sick, cool. Like, I was like, you know what? I've gotten, recently back into fighting games, so I might as well try it out, right? I was playing friendlies, and I was playing, kind of like, I actually ran through the lineup at one point. I was like, oh, sick, okay, cool. Like, I can hold my own. And then like one dude was like, "Hey, yo, you trying to wager?" I'm like, "You trying to play for some cash?" I'm like, I brought like money to play. I brought $50. Like I was like,
Right.
I'm willing to lose this kind of thing. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like I'm down to do 10 a match or whatever. And the guy was like, top of 20. I'm like, okay. So I mean, I want to do 10 so that way if I I have a little more games to play with. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the thing is, I think the guy had been watching me running the set with everybody else. So he might have figured me out. And so I played against him. And I was like, I was like, let me sit out for a little bit. Let me grab some water or whatever. And he started playing. I was like, I could watch him a little bit and kind of do a little bit of research. And okay, sure, I'll play a set, right? But he was like $20. I'm like, okay, I'll do $20. He wrecked my shit. I was like, he locked in. Okay, cool. And he was like, you want run back? I'm like, no, do 10. Then
Right.
I was like, he was like, no, 20. So I was like, come on, man. Like I'm trying to fucking keep it light here. So whatever, just do the semi salty run back. I was like, I probably could have won the first one. Second one, he smacked the shit out of me. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And he was like, want one more? I was like, nah, I'm good. Like I just lost $40 in 2 matches in a row. I'm good.
Yeah, no.
I mean, like again, I really don't do that stuff in the first place. I kind of just want to play for fun and like play against other people that I don't really play against. But it's nice, I like playing against people, especially now that I'm back into like playing fighting games. Kind of playing that side by side, trash talk a little bit. You know what I mean? The energy of the crowd behind you. It's fun.
Yeah, there's nothing like playing in person.
Hey, this is Lacan with one more final drop in. I forgot to mention this during the recording session with Jeff. But there was another game that I played there that was very, very cool, very interesting that I liked, called Katuba's Poacher. So this is a game that was developed by, I believe it was a Korean dude. He had a pretty thick accent, but he was a really nice guy. Joe Yu. So this is a 2D, not exactly hack and slash, because the pacing of the game is very, like, it's definitely a little more deliberate. But it's a boss rush action game, where the boss, basically every fight is a boss fight, essentially. And the attacks attack to the rhythm or in time of their own theme. So the music is a big, big deal in this game. A little bit of like Cuphead vibes because of the fact that like it has this really cool big band, kind of big jazz band sound to it. Yeah, there's like different monsters. Like there was a really cool spider fight that was in there. In the demo that I played, a big flower, a bee, like a queen bee that spawns like a smaller bee adds essentially, and it's not as fast as I thought it was going to be. It was a little bit slower, a little more deliberate in terms of its action. So you can dodge, you can swing your main weapon, you can have a shield, you can have another bigger two-handed weapon on there. It's kind of cool. again, essentially each fight is basically just a boss fight, and you move around this grid hunting for this little rabbit-esque creature, I guess. But yeah, it kind of moves around, kind of like how the Hammer Bros used to move around in the Super Mario 3 overworld, essentially. But yeah, no, it was a really cool demo. The music was really, really good for this one. I heard a lot of people playing. When I was playing the demo, I noticed there was like a crowd of people kind of behind me who had noticed, like, oh, this is a really, really good game. And then they saw, like, what exactly are you doing? Are you fighting this thing or whatever? And then they realized, oh yeah, no, I'm hunting this thing down. And then, you know, kind of brought me into like another big boss fight when I actually finally caught it on the map. So really interesting game, really fun. Unfortunately, no demo out yet, but check it out on Steam. It's called Katuba's Poacher. KATUBA''S Poacher. Yeah, take a look for yourself. Again, check out the music on this one. Really, really interesting. I like the style of it. The aesthetic reminds me of the kind of like a Maple Story almost, or like again, Maple Story meets Cuphead, meets like Flash Game. But you know, it played very tight. The controls felt very good, and the attacks felt very weighty. So you know, it was very satisfying playing this one. You know, kind of hack and slashing around these giant boss monsters. So yeah, that's my last drop in here, and back to the episode. But yeah, so that was it for like my PAX experience here. There will be a drop in now, and we're gonna get to Jack's part of this podcast.
Bye, guys.
Okay, everyone, this is post PAX Lacan here. This is gonna be a separate segment where I'm recording here with my friend Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, Jack.
You are a relative newcomer. Not even like relative newcomer.
I'm a watcher.
Yeah,
I'm a
you're a
watcher
watcher of
and
the show.
commenter, yeah.
Friend, appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you for tuning in for the show.
I guess.
Also, you've been to half of the PAXs now that I've attended, which is,
Yes.
you know, pretty sweet. So Jack is a longtime friend, childhood friend? Yeah, right?
Yeah,
we
I guess.
said that long enough.
Yeah, high school.
Teenagers. Yeah, okay. Where you and I play a lot of video games together. We grew up on certain games together, and you kind of become like my friend slot buddy.
Oh, yeah. Well, we did Friend Slop before it was called Friend Slop. Like, back then, it was called Co-op.
Yeah, exactly. What was our first game we played together? I'm trying to think like what it was
We
back in the day.
played a bit of We Were Here, too, before my
Okay.
body couldn't take it, because I get terrible motion sickness.
Okay, there's that.
We
Ibn
played...
Ob. I know that for
Ibn
sure we
Ob,
played.
yeah. I was always the small one, I think. Yeah, I
Was
was
it?
small.
I thought I was a small one because I'm shorter.
I
I
don't
don't recall anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever the game
no.
gave us.
Yeah, I think I was a smaller one because you would always like that game. You had to like climb on each other, and since you were taller, like I had to do that.
Oh,
So, I
you're
don't know.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Red Rope.
Red Rope. Yes. That was like probably our first real dive into like playing co-op games. And that was like when we had to like parsec into PCs because that one was, I think, was a local co-op only game.
Oh yeah. Red Rope. That was a very interesting times, especially this part with the parsec delay.
Yeah. We definitely had to deal with a bunch of crap there. I mean, you know, it's more doable nowadays, I think. Everything got better.
Yeah. And nowadays, sometimes you might not even need parsec anymore. But you know.
Yeah. But yeah, so Jack and I have been long time gamers, like co-op gamers for, you know, specifically like for PC games, right? Because
Yeah.
you and I have a very particular taste in video games that not everyone's super into.
Oh yeah. Our tastes are very, very super different. If in my opinion.
Very different taste, but a surprising overlap as well, which we get, you know,
Yeah.
which we kind of gets chaotic when we play together, but it's fun.
Yeah.
We also played League together for a long time. That is
Oh.
probably where a lot of our like coordination and our like brain sync started.
Or lack thereof.
Either you were my bottom lane partner for a while, for a couple seasons actually.
Yeah, when you had that random craving to play AD carry.
Yeah, when I wanted to learn, I was like, I need to understand how this game works because I'd never played it.
Yeah.
I was like, I need someone who's willing to suffer with me while I just get murdered basically
and
over
I like
and over
suffering,
again.
so like, you know, it works out.
There we go. And then, you know, you helped me, I helped you. We got really good.
Yeah.
And it worked out, you know? I got decent.
We got really good. And then yeah, besides League, there's Don't Starve Together. Many games that we play multiplayer.
Yeah, co-op stuff.
And
Like,
then
you know,
became a
big
zombie, and then I didn't see you for a couple years, and then
Yeah.
and then now we're back.
And now I'm
baby.
back. Here we go. As of the last couple of years, you've joined me at PAX now. tell me what your overall PAX experience is, and then we'll talk a little bit about this year's PAX for you.
Overall, our PAX experience is always a good trip. We get to go to Boston. Boston's a really nice city. We eat a lot of lobster rolls and chowder.
Chowder.
And then sometimes we play some games at the hotel. We do some board games if you have a board game. And then we drive back home on Saturday after doing some exploring.
Yeah, it's relatively relaxed, right? I like the way we kind of tackle the PAX weekend, including, we have our friend Tim come along as well.
Yeah.
This year, unfortunately, no Tim, so it was just a bro date basically for the weekend.
Yeah, we held hands.
Yeah, we held hands and other stuff.
Yes. Other stuff like we got Chinese food together.
We did get Chinese food, yeah.
We got a lot of lobster rolls together. We ate a lot of chowder together.
Chowder. Yeah, we go in specifically on like eating. Like that's kind of like my big exploration thing whenever I go anywhere.
Oh yeah, that has no budget. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't care about those, and those calories don't count.
Yeah.
Because we're walking a lot anyway during the convention, so it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So like in terms of like games for PAX, I guess we talk about like what are your main genres of games you play, and then we'll go into what you saw this year that you really liked.
So my main genres that I love to play, I love playing a lot of RPGs, JRPGs, JRPG-like games, and that. Cozy games are a big part of what I play now because I'm no longer a sweat by definition.
I understand that. I mean, I don't play cozy games, but I understand not being a sweat anymore. Yeah,
I'm no longer a sweat. I don't want to hate myself after a long gaming session. I just want to chill out, relax, have a good time, and like manage properties without actually managing properties.
Okay, yeah, nice. And then like we have a bit of overlap, right?
Yeah.
Where we play a lot of like turn-based or mostly turn-based, right? Like roguelikes that we play together.
We play
or, like
roguelikes,
not together,
yeah.
but they overlap. You know what I mean?
I mean, Slay the Spire too.
Yeah, you and me are big Slay the Spire guys.
Yeah.
And then I remember we've had conversations about other games that are similar in terms of in terms of that format of like being like a turn-based roguelike game, like Dicey Dungeons, Darkest Dungeon as well.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So basically games where we suffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's kind of the appeal where we kind of play them over and over and over again. You learn, you play again, you can get better at the game.
Yeah, just get good, just get better.
Yeah, exactly. So this year, we had a rough start to our convention specifically. Our trip up to Boston, no issues, right? Basically nothing.
No issues at all. We just got rolling just a little bit late, but other than that, it was no big deal. We weren't doing anything besides getting to the hotel anyway.
Yeah.
We got some Chinese food. Boston Chinese food is pretty sweet.
It's solid, right?
Yep, pretty solid.
Because Tim and I got some first or second year we went up there and we're like, oh, it is really good. Because I remember like some comedians that are here from Boston talk about how good it is. So I made it a point. We're gonna try it out for you. Our first day at the convention, rough start.
I want to say a special shout out to Tim for being the man.
Last year specifically. Yeah. Thank you, Tim. We appreciate you so much. So this year, for why we had a rough start. So we got in early, right?
Yeah.
Just as the doors open, we're basically in the building.
Yeah.
And we were like, you know what? Let's just commit. Tim did it last year. We're just going to commit this year. Let's get into the line and buy our con merch.
Yeah, specifically the PAX merch.
Yeah, the PAX merch specifically. And then we lost like 2.5 hours, just straight up in the beginning of the day.
It wasn't even 2.5 hours. It was like in total 3 hours.
In total 3 hours.
Yeah.
So like 10 o'clock to basically like 1 o'clock, 1:30 is when 1:30 is around when we actually hit the floor proper.
Yeah, because we got our merch. We went back to the car. We almost died.
Caffeine crash, something. I don't know.
Took us a while to get back in the
Rolling.
saddle. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we finally hit the floor at like 1:30 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've talked about it before, where this is not exactly a merch con. Yeah, I know. We both caved like this year. I feel like we kind of went a little bit off the rails.
Yeah.
I was literally in the middle of a demo when you showed up at one point, and I was like, "What the hell's happening, dude?" So go ahead, explain your story.
I don't really want to, but
Jack, be honest. What
Okay.
happened?
All right. So we got our merch day 1, right? And I was like, and then day 2 going in to PAX, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put my jacket in my backpack because I'm probably not gonna buy anything, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But day 2, the morning of day 2, I look at my bank account, and I find out that my tax return is just like Uncle Sam just gave me house money.
Yeah.
And
it is your money. So
he gave me house money to enjoy stuff at PAX. So some of the non like video game booths I went is Contention Games. Contention Games, they are the publisher for the Slay the Spire board game. The Slay the Spire board game. And they were at PAX marketing their Downfall expansion pack. Downfall is a mod on Slay the Spire that is really well received by the community and by the developers as well, to my understanding. And the expansion to board game is essentially the Downfall expansion. In the Downfall expansion, you get to play as some of the bosses, like you get to play as the boss slime or the guardian. And there's another character that I'm not sure what he is. It's been a while since I touched the Downfall expansion.
Yeah, we've been mostly playing.
I've been mostly playing on my phone.
Point.
I've been mostly playing Slay the Spire 1 on my phone or Slay the Spire 2.
Yeah, so when playing Downfall mod, you can only really play it on PC or Steam Deck or so on and so forth. So
yeah, so I bought the beta art of the Slay the Spire board game, which if you don't know, turn on the beta art for Slay the Spire 1.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
If you're playing Slay the Spire 2, you're seeing like half the cards are still using beta arts. So.
Oh yeah, if you're doing that, like some of them are, there's a lot of SpongeBob references.
Just goofy references.
Very goofy references,
basically.
Yeah. And then I always buy one dice set from in every. Okay, so you don't have to give me that tone.
Okay.
I always.
It's your money. You're welcome to do whatever you want to.
I always buy one dice set from every con that I go to. I go to Anime NYC. I go to PAX, of course. And so I bought this really nice dice from Misty Mountain Gaming, and it just shines like sunlight touching the ocean.
It is very pretty. To be fair, it is very pretty.
It is very pretty. Lacan saw it. Very pretty. $110, but I was like, you know what? You know, it's a. Yeah, it's an investment. I will use it every single time.
I know D&D is your thing. I'm not okay. Fine, whatever.
I will use it all the time. Okay, there's like it will always be used. It's not gonna just be like in a corner somewhere.
Yep.
So then I also wanted to buy a big D20 for around like $45. Not too crazy, because I don't have a big D20. And this one has like a floating eyeball in it, which is pretty cool. It stares at you while you roll a 1. And then the guys at the Misty Mountain, really cool guys. I ran into them at my local Taco Bell one night.
Okay.
He said like you're really like one purchase away from like getting a dice set for free. Like it's kind of a waste if it's kind of a waste of a deal if you don't do it, but it's okay if you don't. And I was like, oh man. That $110 dice set that I got pushed me into him saying that I might be just letting that deal slip away. So
you got walked up the ladder.
I got walked up the ladder. Okay, but he was cool about it,
which is fine. It's an investment. You're gonna use them.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna use all these dice. So then I ended up getting another sharp edge dice and then a free dice set after that. Yeah, so just count the math. So that's 45, that's 90, 135, that's plus 110, that's 245 just on dice.
Yeah, just on dice.
The Slay the Spire stuff. Kit. I bought a paint kit. I don't even know how to paint, but I want to get into it.
That's when I was literally in the middle of a demo and I just see you putting stuff down on the table next to me. I'm like, what the hell is happening, dude? I left you alone for 10 minutes.
After I got the paint kit, I was like, okay, I need to find Lacan because I can't control myself. So I am usually really good with my budget. Really good.
It's fine. It's a con. We do this once a year. Yeah. At least we do this convention once a year, and obviously some other ones throughout the year. But we budget for these. That's why we budget.
That's why we budget. And and they're gonna be used. Pretty fine. I don't have a problem. You have a problem.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah. So yeah, merch is fine, and that's pretty much it. I spent way over what I wanted to spend. Am I proud of it? Yes.
And I'll do it again.
And I'll do it again.
That's cool. Yeah. Again, we had a good time this year for PAX East. It's always been a good time. I've never had like a bad con experience at PAX, so I'm glad you were able to come through again. Even if you didn't come through, I would have just soloed PAX either way. Yeah, I'm not missing PAX. PAX is my favorite convention nowadays.
PAX East is great.
But our first day, what did you get up to? Because I remember we kind of took our first lap or two together, right, just to see the layout of the floor, what's kind of showing up, or anything interesting that we may not have checked out the night before, stuff like that.
Well, the first thing I did was panic. That I remember. I looked at my watch and I was like, "Oh my gosh, we have like about 2.5 hours, and I only touched like 1 or 2 games. So see you later, Lacan. I'm gonna make my laps and see what's interesting."
Yeah, we of course we lost like 15 to 30 minutes just taking a lap to get used to the actual venue.
Yeah.
Or the layout of the showroom floor this time. And then you realize like as I was like watching a demo, you were like, I gotta go. I gotta disappear
go.
now.
I gotta go. Like this day one is uneventful.
Yeah, we've had a slow start. So so what'd you get into? What did you check out?
Okay, so the very first game that I checked out was a game called Canvas City. It was on the Rising floor.
Okay.
It is a mix of XCOM, Jet Set Radio, and a little bit of like Splatoon elements in terms of territory control. So it has the gameplay of XCOM. It's just strategy-based RPG. You are playing as a gang, and you are on roller skates, and you have to fight against rival crews for control of territory.
You color the area like Splatoon, or is it controlling areas?
It's controlling an area like perhaps like maybe graffiti tagging a billboard or whatnot. The cool thing about this game is that you could perform tricks on grind rails and ramps like Tony Hawk style. You could and then with that you gain like style points. That's like your main resource to do like either tricks to get you to specific areas, like jumping on a ramp to get to the top of a roof, because there's a lot of verticality in this game.
Okay.
And also different abilities that you can use as attacks against the other rival gang members.
Okay, so it's like combat. There's like the
there's actual combat.
as well. Yeah. Okay, cool. I took a peek over when you were over there because I was busy looking at another game at the same time. Very much so reminded me of like a Jet Set kind of aesthetic. Did you have headphones on? Was the soundtrack good?
I did not even get to play it because that's when I looked at my watch and I was like, "Oh gosh, we gotta move."
Okay, so you were just really intently watching the demo.
Yeah, I was intently watching the demo. I mean, there was one of those demos where you were able to check it out and see what the game's about just by watching it.
You'd watch it and kind of get an idea. Okay.
Yeah, and
Do you know if there's a demo for this one available or no?
The developer and publisher of this game, Canvas City, is this 2 games. He's a solo dev from the UK.
Okay.
There's no demo out just yet. There's just only a Steam page. So wishlist games. It helps the devs out.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed over the 2 days. Like they would regularly say, like if they didn't have a demo out, or even if they had a demo out, add games to your wish list. So confirmed. That does help them, I guess, in the Steam algorithm to pick up, Steam. Basically.
Oh, yeah.
And move them to the, front of like featured, like on the Steam store page.
Yeah.
If something does seem interesting, either we've described it, or if you looked up, the PAX Rising Showcase on Steam's website, or the even like PAX's page itself. Anything seems interesting, go ahead and wishlist it. Just that way, hopefully they get a bigger bump in traffic towards their game.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that was your first thing you checked out. Okay, what was next for you?
Next for me, I believe it's a game that this is my highlight of PAX. It's a game called D6. So DEESICKS. Both of us played it together. Developed and published by Bite Rocker Games, and it is an on-rail bullet hell bullet heaven roguelike. Where you play as an insect and you are facing a boss on rails. Like both of you guys are on rails.
It's basically a boss rush game.
Oh yeah.
Every level is a boss rush. They shoot bullet heaven and bullet hell, right?
Because you
bullet-
shoot a lot and they shoot a lot.
Yeah, and so you dodge, you fire back. Everything's auto firing. Your job is basically to place yourself near the enemy, and or in a ways that you can't get hit by their projectiles as well.
And then you get your things to hit them. You could summon some creatures. And the gimmick to this game is that in the beginning there is some sort of like marble esque like gameplay where you flick a d6 on the board, and then like a d6 has a 6-sided dice for those who don't know what dice terminology. You flick a d6 on the board, and whatever result it is, 1 to 6, and whatever section of the board it lands on, you could upgrade that ability by the amount of the roll that you rolled.
Yeah, so for example, you can get like a weapon like called the orb or like orb line or something. And say you roll a 4, and then they'll have like 2 categories, right, of like adjustable stats for that attack, right?
It could be like how much the damage is for, or like the cooldown of it,
or how many projectiles it fires, or the size of the projectile itself.
Yeah.
And then every fight, you get to roll another die. So you get to modify or add more weapons to your arsenal, essentially.
Yeah, weapons, passives, and it's really cool, customizable. And the cool thing also about the marbles aspect is that you could flick 1d6 into another to potentially change that roll into a better one, or you could change it worse.
Yeah, so you kind of have to know the order of a d6 a little bit to manipulate, but it's relatively simple to understand that part.
Oh yeah.
This is a cool demo. This is a very fun one where you and I saw we both kind of got murked really early in our first run. We learned right on our first attempt.
Oh yeah.
And then our next attempt, we like both went like 5 or 6 bosses in, I think.
Yeah. And then I think I went up to like 6 or 7. Oh my god.
I don't know. You can't see me, but I'm waving my hands violently right now.
Those
I can't help
numbers.
it.
Oh my god.
They show up a lot, surprisingly.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, this was a really cool demo. The aesthetic is very cool. It's like 2D pixel art. Reminds me like a little bit of like a kind of like an Undertale, like dark and gloomy, or like a Night in the Woods kind of thing.
Yeah,
right.
If Undertale and like Tron had a baby,
yeah,
it would kind of be that. It kind of be like, because it's a lot of light.
Yeah, like a neon almost aesthetic to it.
Yeah, so if you're epileptic, you may not want to play this game.
But aesthetically very cool.
Aesthetically is very awesome.
And again, like 2D sprites in like a 3D plane situation for this game.
Yeah, and this game's really absurd because you're playing as an insect. And the pitch that the developer, Bite Rockers Games, gave us is that you start off as an insect fighting other insects, but then you could take on, near the end, space and time itself.
Yeah. So we were like, okay, you caught us. Let's go ahead and check this out.
So there's a demo on Steam right now.
Yes.
It's DEESICKS, and the banner, the picture for it is an Elvis moon.
Like very strong jawline with the pompadour hair.
Yes.
It's pretty absurd in terms of like what it is, or like the aesthetic of it. But yeah, very fun to play. I very much enjoyed this one. Yeah, it was a cool one. I really like this one. This was like relatively early on in the first day that we got to try this one out. So
yeah,
this is good. This is a very good game. Yeah, again, demo is currently out for this one, and go ahead and wish this one if you were interested. Okay, next one up for you.
Next one, day one, is another game that we both play together. It's called Sucronomicon.
Yeah. Sucronomicon?
Sucronomicon.
I think it's Sucro, right?
Succulent. That's what I say.
I went sucrose because like sugar.
I said succulent because succulent sweets.
Okay, whatever. This was a cool one. We didn't get to play this one together because they had a build that was multiplayer, but I think they said it was down.
Yeah, it wasn't ready.
So this one is how do I explain this one? First person. So it's like Left 4 Dead meets Overcooked.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what one of the media teams said to us.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead meets Overcooked.
So you go around here, like basically like a giant fairy tale candy kitchen, right? Kind of like the
Like
what
the
is
like
that? Like
the
Hansel and Gretel
Hansel
style.
Gretel, yeah.
They actually teach you how to bake. Like they actually basically tell you recipes.
Yep.
And you're getting attacked by like zombie gingerbread or animal crackers. I think the one thing that I liked about this game, you might join me in this one probably, is the fact that both hands are like independently acting of each other.
Yes. So your left
So,
hand
like-
could do one thing, like carry a kitchen utensil, or even the recipe book itself,
The bowl, like
Yeah,
the
the
bowl with
bowl.
stuff in it.
and the other hand could carry like a weapon. Like my favorite weapon was the shotgun gumball shotgun.
Yeah. So like the ones they had in the demo was like a knife, like typical, right? A rolling pin, which could also be used as a cooking utensil,
Yep.
or for preparing recipes, or the gumball shotgun. Like it was pretty goofy. And they also had like a VR setup. They said they're trying to make this like a VR game as well.
Yeah, it looks very much like they want to go in that direction because this game looks like a VR game.
Mm-hmm.
And on the Steam page too, it says VR, so they're gonna have that option in.
And so this one was a relatively short-ish demo, but like game is still very much early
This
on in
is
development.
Very early.
So we were having a little bit of clarity issues of like trying to figure out what we're supposed to do. But then once I think once you and I figured out, follow the recipe basically,
Yeah,
we kind of started rolling.
more for me was like figuring out what each thing was.
Yeah, because
Recipe?
you had to kind of find them in, again, this is like pretty large like kitchen
It's a
area.
large kitchen. There's like 2 sections to it,
Mm-hmm.
and not everything's found in the same section.
No, but this was pretty fun. Again, maybe took us both around like 15 minutes to finish said demo.
Yeah.
About again, it was still relatively early. We had a couple like collision issues with like the knife, hitting enemies with it. The gumball shotgun worked very well.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we basically just abused that to defend ourselves in the demo.
Yeah.
And like a lot of stuff in this world is interactable as well. I see in the demo or like one of the clips they have, you can use a rolling pin as a weapon.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so because that's what I noticed when I was playing mine, because I was trying to roll out something and I smacked a gingerbread guy with it. And so again, they're trying to do VR. It's also playable in regular, mouse and keyboard setup. I think they also had a controller there. I think
They had a smell-o-vision.
Oh yeah, that was like the gimmick this year, right?
Yeah.
Like they even had a booth for it, the smell-o-vision stuff.
Yeah, so I had the smell-o-vision game. Lacan didn't because he's they like me better.
I gave you the freaking smell-o-vision.
No one knows that. Anyways, so my thing was it smelled like gingerbread.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. And then they said that even if they, when they try to tweak with it some more, because you are baking in said game, you're baking like your keyed exit, or you're baking a weapon, like
Or
a
you're
better
baking
weapon
brownies.
essentially. Yeah, or just brownies. That was the demo. We just baked brownies. They were because like you have to watch it cook essentially,
Yes.
like watch a timer or watch it cook while you're defending yourself, and then grab it and then fulfill your objectives. So again, there's like objectives. It's meant to be like objective based gameplay. And for the smell-o-vision, they said they're gonna try to make it so like you could smell like burning cookies essentially, or burning pastries.
Yeah.
Obviously a bit of a gimmick, but it's interesting to see that they're trying to do with gameplay, add-on stuff. But yeah, this was a solid demo, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. I can't wait to see the improvements that they're gonna have for it, because they did say that it was very early in development.
Yes. Yeah.
So everything wasn't fleshed out, but it has the foundation of a very interesting cooperative game.
Yeah. Again, give us all the friend slop. Like
Yep.
you and I are big fans of it, and we're down. And I'm also down to go into VR and get really sick while playing this game.
No, I'm not down for that, but you could go ahead.
I'll do it then. Yeah. Again, they set up to 4-player co-op for this one. They didn't have the co-op set up there.
Yep.
But looking to do so. Yeah. The demo is there, and it is only VR from what it looks like. And wishlist again. This one's probably gonna get added for me. I like me a goofy VR game. It reminds me of like Phasmophobia a little bit, which also they reference as well.
Yes.
So after this one, what did you get into?
The next one we both got into was a game called MechTech. day
Okay,
one.
yeah.
So you want to
Yeah.
start off, or you want?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
start
you-
off by apologizing.
Yeah, sorry.
I didn't like. Okay, so if the listeners, if the developer is here, sorry. I saw the game. I was like, oh, this looks like Clash Royale. Might not be for me. Like, what it looks kind of whatever in like early on when I was looking at it, and then we looked up the what was it?
Jack looked up.
Okay, so Jack looked up the Kickstarter and saw that like they had put it up like what 6 days ago, or as of PAX, the first day of PAX.
Yeah, like 6 days ago. After the first like 2 days, very small amount of days, they reached 33% of their goal.
And then by like PAX day one, it was already like 60
66%.
or 70% funded. And I was like, oh shoot, okay, well I'll shut my ass up.
Yeah, shut up. Yeah, shut up.
I thought I was like, well, yeah, I was like, I don't know what the game would be. If it looks like a, here's the thing, right? Because it looks like Clash Royale in terms of the layout of the maps, right?
Yes.
Like 2-lane kind of setup.
2-lane, almost mobile, very mobile like.
Yes, but then it has like a Advanced Wars like pixel aesthetic,
Yes.
and you also control the character as well while playing said game,
Yes.
which is kind of sick. That was like the
Well,
biggest like, oh shoot, for
yeah,
me.
you have a choice to. I mean, I guess we'll get into it when we talk about the game. So there's many ways to play this game.
Yeah, so this game is again like 2 bases, 2 lanes, from 1 to 8 player is what the developer said. His name was Sam, I believe it was.
Yeah, Sam makes games.
Yeah, Sam makes games. So he's a solo dev. He has, I believe, if I recall correctly, I actually will have an interview with this person on the episode. I don't understand if I don't know if it's gonna be before this or after this part with Jack, but it will be up at some point. But he is a solo dev for the most part, and then he has somebody working with him on the music and I believe like the design, something like that. But yeah, so there's like a co-op roguelike mode, or essentially a versus mode where you can go like 1v1, 2v2, up to 4v4. And he intends for it to be a couch co-op game, basically, or couch play game.
Yep.
But there will be online, I believe he said as well. Jack and I sat down. First off, this booth was on the corner of one of the aisles, which is a perfect spot for it, because they get the corner, they get vision from like all around. They had a big TV, and this game always had a crowd around it.
It's always had a crowd. This was a very, very popular game.
So they had the main one, which was a 2v2 right setup with the big screen.
Yes.
And then a smaller setup, which was meant for 1v1s, but eventually they said no, because they had so many people coming through. It had to. They said they had because initially on the first day, you and I were playing 1v1s on there, right?
Yeah.
So I went back the next day for said interview again, which will be in this episode at some point. That they had people saying no, we'll just deal with the 2v2 on the tiny screen, which was like a 24-inch monitor basically. Which was perfectly fine for 2 people, but for 4 is kind of wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, this booth was popping. Like they had a lot of people around there, a lot of hype, pretty loud.
Well deserved.
Very much so. This was probably one of my favorite demos that I played over the weekend. Explaining a little bit more about the game. You want to take this part?
Oh yeah. So like we said, it's Clash Royale like, where you get your units travel down one of 2 lanes.
Yeah, like you place the units.
Yes, you place
into
the
whichever
units.
lane you want them to run down.
Yeah, and you could do that, but also you could take your hero unit out. Like think of like Warcraft 3. You could use your hero unit to fight on the front lines.
Yeah, it's like a twin stick shooter essentially when you take your character out.
Yes, directs the combat to their turrets, and you could also fight the other hero units. And when you get back to base to heal, you could use other abilities like shooting missiles, planting bombs, planting unit spawners like barracks that will spawn infantry every couple of seconds. A lot of strategy could go into it, I see. Of course, we have AIs as our partners. Well, Lacan had an AI. I had like a calculator. But
I mean, you're gonna keep blaming your co-op AI, but I'm also just better than you.
okay,
Just straight up.
Okay, all right, all right.
I went 3-0.
I don't
Listeners, I went
understand
3-0.
what AI is programmed to to retreat to base when base is being when base is just being swarmed.
I was wrecking your shit, dude.
Yeah, you and your AI was wrecking me. So whatever. I don't need help.
And I was like, I'll just do it myself. So I just walked past all of my my units and started shooting your base down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like each lane essentially has like a turret up top right near the base to slow down.
Yep.
Like, you know, again, very similar to like a MOBA.
Yeah, very similar to like League and everything.
And then and then from that point on, it's just the base, which also has a self defense setup as well.
Yes.
And the maps have some variety. There's some maps had there's like a missile that you get to like load up if you control a particular bridge or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think one had a drawbridge. I think it was. We only checked out like 2 of the maps essentially though.
We checked out the very basic maps too. So.
And then the one more confusing one, which the rocket was, which we didn't understand until he came over and explained it to us. But that was very fun.
He explained that one to us.
He did. Yeah, we were pretty locked in
I was
until
too busy losing, so like I didn't.
Oh yeah, you're right. I had a lot more free time because I was just dominating the game.
Yeah, I was too busy yelling at my AI partner.
There was like one map even had like a bit of like a jungle in it.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
You kind of cut through the middle instead of having to fight across like a river and having to only use the 2 lanes.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, this is cool. This is a very fun game. Again, I had to eat my words a little bit. I thought it was kind of like a simple, you know, Clash Royale kind of clone or whatever. No, I had to shut my ass up. Like I was like, damn, this is such a fun game. Really interesting concept. And again, like these guys are killing it right now. I think their Kickstarter might be
I'm on their Kickstarter page right now.
fully funded.
It's almost there. So it hit 33% on day 1.
Yeah.
And then there's 18 days left to go, and as of recording this right now, PAX is just about finished. These guys, yeah, these guys are great. Go back them. I'm about to back them.
Yeah. Again, the game called Mech Tech on Kickstarter. I have already dropped a little bit of money in there. This was a really cool demo, and again, interview with the guy, very chill. Sam is a very nice guy. And also they said after the first day that the demo was going to be going up at some point over PAX weekend.
And it
as
is
of
up
right
now.
now, it is up now. Yeah.
And go play it.
On the wish list, download the demo. It is meant for couch co-op. You can also play it online. I think it said eventually. Again, I don't recall the details right now. It is in the interview. We'll hear more of it later or earlier from this point on. Good. This might be like I think this is like one of my top 2 of the show, like for me personally.
Yeah, so and there's so much potential in the strategies that you could have with this game.
It's just simple enough for anyone to pick up, and then can get a very high. I feel like this can get sweaty, like very much so.
No, I was sweating.
Well, okay, again, I'm just better than you, so it's fine. So, but yeah, this is like absolutely like. And sweaty in the terms of like, could this get an esport? Possibly. Like, I genuinely could believe this could be the case.
Yeah.
This game is really good. This was a very fun demo.
Oh yeah, awesome solo dev
highlight,
work.
absolute highlight of the
work.
show. Yeah. Okay, and this was first day for us still, right?
Yeah, and I think that was like the last. At least those 3 games were the only 3 I was able to play in the first day.
Yeah, at least together.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, for sure. For me, like
okay.
Everything that we talked about, those were all the games that I was either able to see or play.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I got to see a couple more like small things off to the side. Second day, anything you want to feature every second day?
Okay, so second day, we had a game plan. We were like, okay, we locked in.
So that night, Thursday night, we were like, we have to look now because we missed a lot during our first day.
Yep.
And we have to like hit the ground running on Friday. And I think we did a better job of like spreading out, hitting some stuff up that we missed on the first day, and really like taking in PAX proper.
Yes, like we separated, and we just played our own games. We met up close to midday of PAX, like toward around like. If the floor closes at 6, then we met around like 2 or 1.
Something like that, yeah.
But we were slamming games like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, so what do you recall what we played in order that day, or the big ones you want to talk about anyway?
The games that I want to talk about, so Poland has a very, very big indie game scene, and PAX always features games from Poland. I believe last year you spoke about it in your recap of PAX.
that's always a good booth, and that is always like a very busy booth because you've also got like usually like 9 to 10 games like for show.
Yeah, there's a lot of games there.
And yeah, and, like people are always swarming it. Like just like you're usually waiting in like a pretty decent line for like basically every game.
Yeah, so I want to talk about 2 games from the Poland booth.
Okay.
The first game is a game called Mold Washer. Mold Washer is a let's look at the Steam page. It's an arcadey like isometric like power washing simulator where you control sushi, a little nigiri, and you clean.
Very cute.
Yeah, very cute. very pixel graphics. You clean different parts of the kitchen. You clean of course you clean mold from like your fridge or whatnot. You could clean different dust particles off of like your toaster oven.
Rice. Yeah, just like rice on the floor or whatever.
Yeah, and it's meant to be a very relaxing, very satisfying game. You upgrade your power washer per se to so it could either wash it stronger, have a higher range, or have a higher radius of splash radius. And it's meant to be a really cute, cozy game, relaxing, nothing too sweaty about it. The soundtrack is very low. You can have an option for a regular arcade soundtrack or lo-fi soundtrack. So the game devs really knew like their audience and what they would want from a game like this.
Yeah, like I saw this one. I waited in line with you for a little bit, and this one had one of the longer lines, like because a lot of people were and the demo was surprisingly long from what it looked like. Again, I didn't get a chance to play this one. So.
It was very long. By the time I was able to get my hands on it, I was in a trance playing it.
Okay.
Just cleaning everything.
Oh no. Okay.
And I did not realize I had a line behind me. So so I was like, ooh, here you go, little kid. You could play this game.
Yeah, it's basically like isometric. Yeah, power wash simulator. Which is cool because I from my understanding, Power Wash Simulator, the first person does get some people sick.
Some people,
by
some people you mean me, Jack?
Yeah, basically you. Is this the first game? It looks like it is, right? I don't see anything else on the
published by
previously.
Anshar Publishing, and developed by Ruble Games.
Yeah, but that's a pretty big indie. Yeah, I see from Ruble. I don't see anything else they put out.
They had a Whispers of the Eyeless, which was also at PAX. They have several games under development.
Yeah, no, I mean specifically the Mold Washer developers. Ruble Games.
Ruble Games.
Yeah, because a lot of those are under Anshar Publishing specifically, but the developer itself is Ruble. Yeah, I don't know if they made anything else. Like I see that they kind of get put under the umbrella of the Anshar Publishing.
Yep.
But yeah, this looks really good. It looks really polished for for a first time outing for a game. Yeah, like again, it's very cute. Like the little nigiri is like the aesthetic reminds me of like Enter the Gungeon, where it's like a rectangular-ish body with tiny nubby arms and legs, basically.
Person.
Yeah, and the little nubs of arms and legs, and again, this looks really cozy. I didn't get to hear it since I didn't get to try it out, but the people who I saw playing it did seem very like locked in.
Yeah, I got
it definitely pulls you in.
insanely on it.
Okay, yeah, it looks cute. It's on my wish list, and I think there's a demo out for this already.
There is a demo, yes.
Yes, there's a demo, so check that one out. This is very cute, and if you like cozy games where you kind of just do the thing, like this is like perfect for you. But yeah, this is a good one. And then you said you had one more from the Polish booth, right?
Yeah, so it's a game called Hotel Galactic. It is it's very Stardew like, in where you inherit a hotel that's been abandoned.
Okay.
You attract guests to stay at your hotel. And by the time they check out, they rate your hotel on how good you are, how good the amenities are, and then if they would come back or whatnot. Typical customer service type game.
Okay.
Management game. I like those kinds of games.
Basically management.
I love management games.
Management development. Okay.
And what really the funny thing that made me remember this is after I played just a little bit, because because it was a very long-ish demo, and like from what I understand is that they just kept the one game running. They kept the one game running, so like everyone just hopped in and just did whatever they wanted to do and then hopped out when I like it. I got my first rating from my first hotel guest, and they gave me a bladder score of 1 out of 5 because the hotel did not have a bathroom.
Okay, so you're telling me like after like a whole ass day of people playing, no one else built a bathroom?
No one built a bathroom. I was like, oh my gosh, I just got here.
Okay. Oh no,
I just work here, guys.
That's good. Yeah, this looks really cozy. I love these. I like the aesthetic because it is fully 3D.
It's a fully 3D game. It's the art style is very whimsy Ghibli like.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's in early access right now.
Okay. And there is a demo as well, so you don't have to commit to the game to buying the game right off the bat.
Correct. Like if you love management games, if you want to just chill out, this seems like a game that you will like. If you like the aesthetic of Ghibli, and you're definitely gonna like it.
And one thing I do want to point out, just to let people know, all reviews is mixed, but the very recent reviews is very positive. So from my understanding, the previous build they had for the demo or the early access game had like a softlock issue, and from my understanding, the current patch or update that they released for PAX basically has fixed that issue, so you won't get stuck in the game anymore. Specifically like an issue, and from what it looks like, they fixed it very, very recently.
Yeah.
It's not particularly my type of game, but it does look very cool, very cozy. Also, the food looks fantastic in this game because you can control like the restaurant and everything.
Yeah.
It gets surprisingly granular, like in terms of like what you're actually controlling. This is very cool.
Put on your wish list.
Full of whimsy. Look at this. It's cute.
It has the thing, it has the element where you just want to just like sit down in your blanket and just like and just play it in a cold room.
Anything else for day 2? Because there's one that we played together early on in the day that I want to touch upon.
Well, the last one that I would say is another management game.
Okay.
Yes, another management game. It's called Another Pint.
Okay. Where was this one from?
This was from Willow Wow. And the concept of this is you play as it is a RPG management simulator that you play as a barkeep, and you manage a bar. You get customers that you serve, and they will either like your drinks or they won't like your drinks. But there's RPG elements where you could develop a customer relation with several customers. So you could improve your drinks by taking their recommendations, and then if they like it enough, then they'll become regulars at your bar.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. So
you can kind of expand your work staff and like that, and you can expand your business more then.
Yeah. They'll become regulars. They'll come in more often. They'll tell you secrets that will make your drinks a whole lot better, and then you could even hire them after several go rounds of them coming in and enjoying the bar.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it's another management game. Really, I really wanted to play it, but I was in like there was a person in front of me who was gonna look to play it, and then the dev said, just fair warning, it's okay if you don't want to say, but if you're in this point in the line, it's probably gonna take you an hour to actually get your hands on this game. So he just gave us so he just gave us the spiel, and I was like, okay, that's something that definitely I am very interested in. I'm a business management type of player.
I get it. Yeah, the game looks really good. It has a typical like isometric view, like of like a old school
like RPG,
like RTS game,
like it looks a little like Age of Empires in a way.
A little bit, yeah. It has that kind of aesthetic to it, like the old medieval times kind of thing.
Yep.
With some high fantasy because I see like there's like an elven character here.
Yeah, there's like a tiefling.
Okay, yeah. Again, not my type of game, but very interesting. Again, it looks really good, like aesthetically fantastic. And yeah, I think I saw the sign for this game. I was like, it's probably not for me, but there was a lot of people there. And that is a very long demo, like an hour, like another hour and a half still for
Yeah,
you to
it's
get your
another
hands on it.
hour to get my hands on it. But
Okay.
that's how management games are, and I just
Yeah. They're like long turns. You want to play stuff out. You want to expand and see how it gets to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool though.
Yeah, literally, like whenever I play management games, sometimes I just play it and I just start up in the morning, and then I go to my typical office job and hate it, and then and then I come back and I'm like, oh, my fake job is doing fine.
That's cool. And then again, having the regulars become employees kind of becomes like a little bit of like automation essentially, right?
Yeah.
Because they're actually doing the work for you. That's cool.
It's a very RPG. There's a lot of RPG elements to it, which is good because typically in some management games you could just be dulled because all you see is numbers go up and that's it.
Got it.
Sometimes that
But this
does it
one's
for
very
someone, but then the RPG elements really add another twist to it. So
to keep you involved.
involved, so you're just not droning out on the screen or keeping it AFK.
Okay. And so it's only wishlistable. Did you hear from them if they were having a demo coming out soon at all or no?
So if you join the Discord, I believe, and you message the dev, he'll give you a key. I'm not sure if I'm confusing with another game, but they have their Steam pages up as it's only wishlistable. They have a Discord and
Yeah, Discord, YouTube, X, Instagram, all the usual social media stuff.
So I believe they did a beta
Check the
test in
Discord.
December. Yeah, check the
see if
Discord
it's
and
something
see
available.
if you could get your hand on it. I believe it's
Yeah, because usually anything that's like early access like this or pre-early access or like closed testing, they're actively taking like recommendations and like feedback from the players. So that's always a good thing for them to see if there's like an issue that they don't like or do or things they do like, and they can kind of fine tune some things. Again, it's very involved from the player base, which is good.
yeah, sure.
Cool. And then one last thing I want to touch upon here that you and I got to play together was a game called Tiny Metal 2.
Okay, let me put up this button.
So this one is a fully 3D rendered, animated Advanced Wars game, basically.
Yep.
It has like, the typical, like you have your character slash like, general for an army or a navy, Air Force, so on and so forth. They had 2-player co-op, right? So you can play against AI opponents. We played together. I think they had everybody playing together for co-op.
Yeah, everyone played together for co-op. It was a 15-minute demo. It capped out at 15 minutes.
Like automatically shut the game down. So we each got like only like 2 turns in because we were busy thinking. Like our brains weren't firing off super hard because it was still relatively early in the morning for us.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Like, if we only have 15 minutes, so we only just got 2 turns. We're like, oh, okay. So our indirect units could do this and that and whatever.
Yeah, we got to see though that so typical like armored units, personal carriers, scouting helicopters, long range artillery. It's very much so Advanced Wars. This is their second one. The first one, from what it looks like, doesn't have a great rating. I think it has a mixed rating if I recall correctly. Looking at it, yeah, the original one came out in 2017. So Tiny Metal 1, Tiny Metal 2 has to be announced still for still currently in. They do have a play test though, which is good.
There's still a play test, yeah.
Release date still to be announced, but I've never played the first one. Have you? I
have not, but I am very I love the Advanced Wars games. It's unfortunate that the last new Advanced Wars game that we got was Days of Ruin, which is back in 2008. That's that's.
It's been a minute.
That's 22 years from now.
Ugh. And that was like fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It was very gritty of Advanced Wars.
Yeah, I kind of like. I mean, like, it's weird to say that like, oh, gritty war strategy game. Like, I know I kind of like the fact that they were kind of cute little. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I like the cute little guys.
Aesthetic of the pixel guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
The story as well too is pretty dark in that one. So like, I know that one was kind of like not super well liked by a lot of the fan base because it kind of took a turn in terms of the aesthetic and the feel of the game.
Yeah, everyone wanted to be gritty in 2008.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to be mature.
Yeah, and we all know how that went. You know, got really boring, got very gray. But the original one of this one seemed to be relatively mixed. But I'm assuming it's like probably the aesthetic or something like that. I'm seeing looking at some of the reviews here. Yeah, it says like some reason there's like some issues with the game progressing or poor interfacing. Plays like a mobile game. Okay, whatever. Honestly, like for us playing though, playing the new one, Title Metal 2, it felt pretty damn good. Like I had no problem like selecting stuff. The information is pretty clear on the screen, right? I wasn't really confused on anything.
No,
Like we only got like 2 turns in, but we knew exactly what everything did.
yeah. And how I would explain Tiny Metal 2 is as if the Advance Wars series got the Fire Emblem treatment and got the love that Fire Emblem currently gets.
Yeah. I can see that.
That's how I would explain it because the generals that you control in Tiny Metal 2, each of them have their own separate different quirk. Like the general that I was controlling, she had a very risky playstyle where if her units were at full health, they would do a 15% or more damage. But if even they were damaged just a little bit, then she'll take a 5% penalty.
Yeah.
So several generals like that. Of course, Advance Wars Dual Strike did that as well.
Yeah, I mean, even the original Advanced Wars like
Yeah.
had individual, characters and special abilities for their stuff. But this is like an extra layer of
Yeah.
of kind of putting that stuff back together because the recent one was just a remake essentially of 1 and 2.
Yes, and Tiny Metal 2 also has a fully animated of characters, and the
Yeah.
animations look really really cool.
Yeah, the instead of just characters getting knocked off screen after getting hit with a bullet or a rocket or whatever, they actually do like crumple. It's like, again, it's still cartoony to that point. It's not like hyper gritty.
I liked it when they got knocked off screen.
It was funny. Yeah, it
was
obviously
fun.
lightened it up.
It was,
Yeah, but the animation for this, it does have like the kind of level of like the it reminded me of like the DBZ games, like the 3D ones, like they actually show like the machines going off or whatever.
yeah.
It's pretty good. Like it's actually fully animated and everything. It's actually pretty cool looking. Like the aesthetic's really good. Yeah, this was fun. Again, only got 50 minutes in, only got like 2 turns to pop, but like it felt pretty damn good in my opinion.
It felt really nice to play, and it made me wish that Advance Wars got more love nowadays.
Yeah. Again, the reason why was not bad. It was
wasn't bad.
It was just a remake. That's all it
It was a
was. But
remake.
like this is, which is fine for the most part, right? Because a lot of people who like this series just want more.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Just more Advance Wars, basically.
Yeah, they just want to make sure that it's not forgotten.
This fills that spot pretty damn good. Again, the first one has a mixed rating. This one, I haven't dug enough to the original Tiny Metal game to see why that's the case. But this one, at least just from our playtest or our demo, it felt pretty damn good. I liked it so far.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess that's I think that's what you and I are covering so far.
Okay, we're back with another drop in because I completely forgot about this. Yeah, we're just gonna be upfront with you. Like it has been such a long week trying to become human again after a convention. And I was like, oh yeah, we forgot something.
Yeah, I didn't know how we could forget like the very last thing that we did.
Yeah, and it was a long demo, to be fair, that we did, and the guys were very cool. They let us stay a little bit after the floor technically had closed of the main floor, right?
Yeah, like we heard the horns, like the horde was coming after us.
Yeah, the enforcers basically doing like a push through the main floor to move everybody out to the doors or into the late session tabletop area, which was still open, right? I think that area runs into the night technically.
Yeah, it ran into the night. There's still the vendors at that side were still there. There's still people around there. And yeah, it's they closed off the rest of the expo hall and just left the tabletop.
Yeah, because I think there's also a couple panels, so everyone was forced upstairs as well to technically do that.
Oh yeah, I think there's like a
later
concert or
phase.
something. It was Friday
Yeah,
night, right?
there was. Yeah, but I think that one you need tickets to go to, but that was upstairs at the 3rd floor with the main halls. So this is the last demo we tried, and it was actually a board game called Rematch. I pointed it out because I didn't realize you were there. I must have missed them when we were looking through the exhibitor hall information, right?
Yeah.
And then I pointed out, like, oh wait, this is the fighting game board game, which I don't think you ever heard of this one, right?
I think I've seen these guys at around like I believe they were at Anime on IC too. And
Okay.
then
I didn't see them at NYC, but
I think so. I
I've been
could be
getting
wrong.
ads. Okay.
And they were, of course, they were at Unplugged a couple years ago, I believe. I see them.
Okay.
I see their name a lot in the cons that I go to.
Okay. So these guys have been on my Instagram feed very often recently. And there's a bit of a history with this game, which we got explained by one of the guys who was running the booth, right? Because again, I said before, like I've seen this for a while, I feel like. So the game is called Rematch. RE semicolon in all capital letters match. It is a 2-player 1v1 board game, tabletop game.
Tabletop is.
I don't know
a
what the
very,
classifications are technically.
Yeah, tabletop board game. I believe they're the same exact thing.
Okay.
You play it
board
on top
game
of a table.
1v1. Yeah. And it's themed again around like a fighting game, like even the main piece on the table is like a fighting game cabinet basically, which is which is pretty cool.
The
Very cool
aesthetic
aesthetically.
of this game is amazing.
It has that like hyper, like anime crazy colors, right? All the characters are
Very Street Fighter-esque.
yeah, like especially like current Street Fighter-esque, like Street Fighter 6, especially with like big splash of colors and graffiti kind of text.
That
thing.
too, but it gave me a lot of old school arcade Street Fighter, like Street Fighter Alpha vibes, Street Fighter 3
3
vibes.
Strike, yeah.
So and we're gonna talk more about it as we get into this game.
They have their page pulled up, their Kickstarter. Their Kickstarter has recently ended.
As today's April 2nd.
So people on the current April 2nd. The Kickstarter, I believe, ended yesterday or today.
Today is Thursday. Yesterday's Wednesday. So yeah.
Okay.
Wednesday.
That being said, they are still available to back. It is on.
There's a late pledge on backer kit.
Yeah, so you can get in. You can get in on the ground level here still. I backed them as soon as I got home. And like the setup is basically you have 3 buttons, like a 3-button fighting game. You have a character and then a 3x3 grid of abilities, which are activated using the colored marbles large colored marbles that fall down through the arcade machine down into a 3x5 grid.
Yeah, I think you need to put up a graphic to see like what how this thing looks.
Listener,
like.
Please just look up Rematch. just straight up. It's gonna be much easier. If in that case, it's gonna be hard because again, this is an audio podcast. But I'm gonna try to explain it as much as I can.
Yeah, the board of this board game itself actually stands up like one of those retro arcade cabinets. Yeah.
Yeah. And like a ramp again. There's like five in a column and then 3 across basically, right?
Yes.
And so the middle column is a shared pool of marbles, and then each player gets their own side of marbles to play with basically. And you activate abilities by connecting 1, 2, or 4 marbles of a same color to use a particular button. Essentially, a button or an ability.
Yeah.
On your character sheet. And each character has, again, 3 columns, 1 red, 1 yellow, 1 blue. And that's the main colors here.
Yeah.
You'll have 3 abilities that cost 1 red, 1 yellow, 1 blue. 3 that cost 2 red, 2 yellow, 2 blue. And then last one is 4 red, 4 yellow, 4 blue. And the way this game works is by depleting your opponent's life by breaking their buttons and eating up their coins. Old school arcade style. The coins are kind of your life tokens here, basically.
Yeah. So so these buttons aren't actual buttons. They're just kind of just like I guess you call them cards.
Spinners. They're like dials.
Spinners, yes.
Like dial cards.
Yeah, there's spinners that you track their buttons HP, and when it gets to 0, you can no longer use the corresponding color of that marble in the traditional way of the ability. So there's a red button, there's a yellow button, there's a blue button. The red button is usually made for attacking. The yellow is like your special attacks. If you think about like your usual fighting games, and the blue one is more of defense and control type of abilities.
The broken buttons are not useless. The broken color aids in working as a comeback mechanic. So if you're looking at the marble grid, right? So say I have a broken red button and I need to pull 4 blues. So and then I have a column of 2 blues, a red, and then 2 blues. The red that is broken button now essentially acts as a conduit to connect 4 blues in a row. So it's 2, so I can grab all 5, drop them back into the top of the machine, and then I can activate my 4 blue cost ability. So and you can also go like horizontally as well to make like these like kind of S patterns or L patterns basically, right? As long as it's on your side and the middle column.
Yes, correct. I mean, like you got to do that a lot. I didn't really get to do that, but you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I broke your button, so theoretically you were able to do it. But once you broke mine, I was able to do one of them. I was able to do 1 4 cost ability.
Yeah, we'll get to it when we talk about the characters. Why I said that.
The character designs, a lot of them are based on, I believe, Asian characters for the most part. And what's the creator again? Brother Ming. That's
Brother Ming,
developed,
yes.
Yeah, who developed the game. He had developed this game throughout the last like almost 9 years at this point now, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the history and the timeline of their Kickstarter. Yeah, 2018, they started the prototype called Orb Strikers back in 2018.
Yeah, and initially it wasn't like fighting game aesthetic.
Theming came relatively recently, from my understanding.
Yeah, after they got the rights
2-3
back.
years. Again, we got to play this one. This one was a bit of a long demo. The guy running the booth who was initially I believe we had him actually like explain the game to us.
Yeah, we had Ming. Yeah, Ming let us. Ming himself, the man, the myth, the Ming,
the legend. He was explaining to us the game. Once he kind of got us going, he was, I believe, talking off to somebody else. Well, some of the other employees were kind of helping put away the booth for the night because again we already got the warning.
Yeah. That like we started like the expo hall closes at 6, and we started playing at around like 5:55 or something like that.
Yeah, basically.
And then he was like, the expo hall's gonna close, but you guys could play until they actually try and kick you out. But we were there for quite like some time.
Like 15, 20 minutes. And from my understanding and from the assistant who was watching us after Ming had to step away for a bit, game takes about 35 to 45 minutes according to him. So it's a pretty decent length game. And so we go into this demo. He explains it to us. Again, gives us like a 3-minute quick rundown, right?
Yeah.
We start playing. I'm just like playing like hyper aggressively because my character is meant to be relatively aggressive and keep bringing in and out these like spirits basically. So yeah, each individual character has like a theme, obviously, like any other fighting game or most character based tabletop board games, right?
Yeah.
So my character has an ability where I can bring in 2 extra spirits, like a puppet fighter, right? And then I can remove them from the board to deal extra damage if I'm being extremely aggressive. I'm kind of like essentially switching forms, right? Kind of like a who can I think of like or stances essentially, right?
Yeah. There's
Zelda and Sheik in the older Smash games. Just keep it simple, right?
Yeah, or Shulk.
or Shulk or Nightmare from the Soul Calibur series, right? Where they have different stances, so stuff like that. So. That's one that I played, and Jack, who did you play again? Do you recall?
Okay, so you played the character called the Chef. The Chef hails from Thailand. I was playing the Psychic, who hails from Russia. So the Psychic, I get another board on my side of the table, and it's a currency called Focus. And at the end of my turn, I get to choose at least one of 4 cards: a red card, a blue card, a yellow card, and then like a multicolor card, I guess. It's called I place it down face down, and then I wait for my opponent to make his move. Now, if the card that I place down
matches the color of my ability used, I believe.
Matches the color of my opponent who plays the abilities, because the abilities are red, yellow, and blue. I gain focus and I might gain something else like fans. We'll talk about fans later. And the point of my guy is that I just have to build his focus, and then I launch for a single strong attack. So it's a lot of mind games that I need to play with my opponent.
And so and what's cool about this game that we from our demo was that it's not super confusing, right? For the most part, it's basically one action per player per turn.
Yeah, one action per player per turn.
Not a lot of direct interaction between to slow down the game or anything, which is good to keep pace moving, right? We were playing definitely a little bit slow because we were kind of learning it and trying to figure out how to plan out our abilities and using our moves per turn.
Yeah, we were learning it, but also our characters were polar opposites.
Yeah, and and again, like the planning thing we were talking, I was thinking of was like the fact that like the 5x3 semi-randomized colors that come down from the arcade machine, basically. So there was some like, okay, if I pull these, I can see 2 or 3 of these coming down the next turn, possibly giving him the option for a bigger ability next turn. So I think you have to be careful not to leave your opponent with resources essentially to use their big abilities. So there's a little bit of planning here. Again, like 35 to 45 minutes is not a bad time for gameplay. But like the thing is, a lot of the board games that we play that are relatively simple, right, are in that 45-minute range, like King of Tokyo.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's
King
like
of Tokyo's
a 1v1 game being 45 minutes. So there's a little bit of complexity here, right?
Yeah, it's
go ahead. I cut you off.
Oh yeah. It's super. It's pretty complex for like a one-on-one, because in that 30 to 40 minutes, like we're each like doing turns like every like 5 minutes or less. So we're like exchanging blow for blow, and
I'm sure that if you've kind of figured it out, turns will probably only take like a minute or two.
yeah, especially because it'll take you like a moment to react on it and to see how the board looks like. For me, a lot of my turn was healing.
Yeah. So there is also heal mechanics. You can replenish the buttons that were broken, because again, as I said before, I broke one of your buttons relatively early on.
Yeah, you broke my red button. I hate you for that.
And then from that point on, it was me trying to press the advantage, but you would constantly take the fans off of my side. And I guess we can go into the fans mechanic here, I guess.
Yeah.
Well.
So you know how in like Street Fighter 2, where
or like any fighting
or
game,
any fighting game really,
crowd.
but a lot of it reminded me of Street Fighter 2 with the bathhouse.
Yeah, the bathhouse or like the Air Force base, right?
Yeah,
for Guile.
That guy wiping his butt in the bathhouse over there. That's all I remember. But so there are 3 types of fans: the red fans, the yellow fans, and the blue fans. And depending on what your ability says, you are able to take the fans, and then if you have the fans of that color, you gain an additional perk to your abilities, which is shown on your ability card.
Yeah, so it gives you a little bit of extra power. Essentially, it powers them up.
Yeah.
So it can be something as simple as like do an extra 2 damage.
Yeah, or
to what was the other one that I saw there?
Mine was a lot of destroy a couple of marbles. Yeah.
Destroy colors, right? Yeah. So like, and by destroying the marbles means you're breaking. You're essentially your extra turn, right? Your extra ability is to remove some of the marbles that'll be available to your opponent next turn.
Yeah, and then you put them back on the machine, and then they go back in the little roulette of the arcade machine.
Yeah.
Because once you spend the marbles for your abilities, you pick them up. The next marble will shift downward, and then you just put them back in the arcade machine so it could get back into the columns again.
Randomly pulled again. Yep, exactly. Not super complex, but there is some complexity in there, which is always important for any sort of game, right? Because if it's too simple, sometimes it feels randomized or kind of by chance.
Yeah, if you play Sorry, you understand.
too complex, then now you're spending like an hour and a half for a single game.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's really it.
Which is like Risk.
Exactly. So nice balance. Aesthetically, it's very pleasing to look at. The style is just like off the charts for me. One of the more interesting board games that I've seen in a minute. You see my collection. I have a pretty deep collection of board games in general.
Oh yeah, your house is full of board games.
Yeah, I'm a big nerd. We used to have board game nights in my house back in the day, before I became a vampire for 7 years.
And then now you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Now I'm board game nights again. But yeah, and like, you know, again, like all the characters are super colorful. The buttons, everything. Again, like the style, the aesthetic of this game is off the charts. We talk about the characters a little bit here. A lot of them are based on like East Asian or Southeast Asian characters, because Brother Ming is
Asian.
Is a Chinese American. Yep. So yeah, it's like, what is it? It was like I was playing like a Thai cook, Thai chef character.
Yeah, there's a Filipino dancer.
There's a Filipino dancer, which is sick. So like it looks like in some of the art for him, he's breakdancing, but the mechanic that he has is basically tinikling, which is a traditional Filipino dance.
Yeah, where you step in between two bamboo sticks, and then you get clapped up.
And I'm like, yo, this is sick.
It's very like respectful to tinikling, because tinikling, the bamboo sticks like clap together like in a movement, and there are mechanics of tripping in rematch and like doing it in a good rhythm. I don't know if you've tinikling ever in your life, but tripping on a bamboo stick is probably one of the worst pains you'll ever experience.
It hurts pretty bad. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
If you've never heard of it, it's consider it like Filipino double Dutch, basically. It's the easiest way I can try to explain it.
Double Dutch with sticks.
Yeah, with giant bamboo sticks.
That hurt.
Even though I just said like a lot of them are Southeast Asian or East Asian based, there are a couple outliers here. The Mexican character is a firefighter. Her like base gameplay is basically just do more damage with you know, the bigger fire axe, basically, right?
Oh.
On the Kickstarter, they have like all the characters explained there. They show their board, their cards, their extra stuff. The sidekick is was it again Russian?
Yeah, he's from Russia.
The trickster is Chinese,
and then the DJ is from South Korea.
So again, some cool aesthetic stuff here going on. Also, putting all the pieces away, they basically go into these like VHS sized like cassette boxes, basically.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah.
Yeah, he had him on display right at the table behind us.
Yeah.
And again, like, after the demo was very interesting, and like definitely kind of got me on board. Even though I said I was really curious, right? Because I had seen like the ads on Instagram, and he was joking, "Is it good?" So that means my money's not going away. So I'm like, yeah, dude, it kind of pegged me for sure when I saw it. I was like, oh shit, okay, fighting game, sick. Board game, sick.
fighting board game, sicker.
Yeah, and I was like, can I pay for it right now? Can I buy a copy of the game? He's like, these are literally all I have, and they are strictly for demos. I was like, okay, got it. You're still in the Kickstarting phase, so okay, fair enough. The Kickstarter is finished already at this point, but they still are technically available to back on BackerKit. Again, I've backed the game now. This again, once I got home, is basically one of the first things I did after kind of unpacking my bags.
Yeah, and then Lacan messaged me, and then I backed it too.
Good reminder, bro. You gotta get on this. But yeah, you know, it's a really cool game. Really liked it. And I know we spent a little bit of time on it now at this point, but yeah, very cool demo. Very interesting in terms of board games. I missed out on seeing it earlier throughout our time there, which is funny because they were so close to like the PAX Rising showcase floor.
Oh, yeah.
I literally had to like turn around and see them there.
Yeah.
But according to Ming and one of his guys who was helping run the booth, they were saying like, yeah, no, our booth has been very busy, basically. I was like, okay, good. That's good to hear. Because again, you know, seeing that this game, which had been stuck for a little, you know, couple years now at this point, is almost ready to actually, like, you know, fully release.
Yep.
Has a lot of support behind it. That's awesome. It's good to hear.
Yeah, it's a really nicely made game. If I need to say something, like aesthetically looks pretty. The packaging is insane.
Yeah. The materials that it's made with are like feel very solid, like they're not like, you know, cheap like paper printouts, basically.
And yeah, it's a very cool looking game, and the arcade screen, quote unquote, the arcade screen itself is actually blank, and then you could put your cardboard cutout of a character there, and it'll look like a traditional just fighting game, like the psychic versus the dancer, or the firefighter versus the chef.
He explained to us like all of the pieces. For the base game, if you purchase this, yeah, I believe if you're just purchasing this later on regularly, they will all just be the thick cardboard with the art printed on them. But if you do the backing, you get the upgrade for the acrylic pieces, which is what I did.
I believe I did it too.
Yeah, I think even the base version, the $100 backing, has the acrylic bonus for Kickstarter, and then a couple more collector's edition pieces. There's an expansion right where they have another character coming out. They have 3 characters coming out, right? They have the pilot, the duelist, and the VTuber. And the VTuber was Juno Usagi, and I was like, oh shoot, I know this person. Like I've seen them on YouTube before. Jerry Holkins, aka Tycho, the co-creator of Penny Arcade and PAX.
Yep.
Played the game and had very good things to say about it. Circle Tunes HD, a YouTuber, animator, who you've probably seen some of the shorts on if you just scrolling on YouTube or Instagram Reels or whatever. Yeah, like again, I wanted to give it a shout out here. Glad I got to see it and actually play it like before we dipped out. It was really, really cool. Good to get a hands on it right before we dipped out here.
Oh yeah.
Again, check it out on Kickstarter, and then check it out on BackerKit if this is in your wheelhouse. Anything for you?
No, it's just awesome to see tabletops doing really well in regular PAX East. Last year I noticed that there was a huge tabletop section, and then this year it remained, and plus some more. So
yeah, they've kind of spread out a little bit more into the main floor at this point, right?
Yep.
Because it's usually separated by a small gap between like the arena and then the tabletop stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of the tabletop board game stuff is kind of making its way a little bit onto the main floor, which is cool.
It's very nice to see that. It gives you a break of not looking at a screen.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, just a little bit of a teaser for us and for you guys, and Jack and I will most likely be checking out PAX Unplugged later this year, because again now I have a little more free time because I'm back to the day. I can actually do
You could do.
I can do stuff again, like tabletop stuff or board game stuff. So, very interested in checking out some more stuff in terms of doing tabletop activities. So
stay tuned. All right. Hopefully we don't have to do another drop in.
Hopefully not. That's just for me. Anything you want to throw in here before you head out of here?
So me and Jeff actually we've had some history with Among Us.
Oh yeah.
And well, Jeff could tell you about it, but I'm better.
Okay. Jeff also knows of Jack. We have played together.
We played Among Us all together when the world shut down, and I was like, "Hey Jeff, remember me?" I was like, "You, from Among Us?" I was like, because it was just so easy.
Yeah.
He made it so easy. There's no way for me to
it's not targeting.
It wasn't targeting. It was
bad decision making on his part.
Bad decision making. He fully trusted me, and I was just like, I'm just gonna stay with you. Like, I'm not gonna do anything. I could kill you here right now, and no one would understand. No one would find out. Like a tree in the woods. And then he just kept on going, and then it was like, all right, this is like the 8th time I guess I gotta do it. Like, and it was a small map too. It was a regular spaceship map,
served up on a silver platter and everything.
Yeah, and then I got away with it.
Yeah,
like expected.
Every
And then
time.
he would message me on the side and just say, "Oh my gosh, it's you."
How dare you?
So yeah, me and Jeff are Among Us rivals.
Very good fun, very fun. Cool. So thanks so much for coming on here, Jack. We tried recording actually after the second day. It was just not good condition for it because we were recording the hotel room. There's a lot of echo. We were like picking up microphone a lot. Yeah, so it's like it just wasn't good for recording settings. So this is our second attempt. Again, thank you, Jack, for coming on. This is your first time actually on the podcast, and you're one of the boys, so I appreciate you coming through for this one.
Oh yeah, no problem. Anytime you want to not talk about roguelike games.
I'll always be talking about roguelike games. But yeah, we'll definitely have you on at some point for like a proper episode. For now, it's kind of like a little guest pop in for this one. So, okay, back to the regular episode. Thanks again, Jack.
Yeah, back to you, Jeff.
I'm waiting for the day you're finally free to come along with us.
Yeah.
I'm really, really hoping that we can get to a PAX soon.
Eventually, one of these days. Like I said, it has to be one of the ones in April, but you know, we can hopefully next year or year after. We'll see how it goes. Never say never, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do want to start going to some more events here and doing some interviews and doing some more stuff for the show. So,
If you guys like this episode, thanks you guys for tuning in for this one. The PAX episodes are always kind of fun for us. Sorry if this is a little bit low energy. I am still very tired. It has been a long weekend for both of us.
yes, it has.
Yeah. And this was a lot of me talking again here because I was the one who was there.
You went?
So-
Right, exactly.
So for anybody who's tired of me talking, I'm sorry. This is kind of how these episodes kind of go for the PAX ones. We'll be back to our regular scheduled content for the next episode. But until then, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate the support from all of you guys. Leave us a like, leave us a review, share us with a friend. And also, again, thank you guys for tuning in for the interviews. I think that's one thing we want to focus on for these PAX episodes. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.
See ya.
And we're rolling. You can just chill for a little bit, kind of get rambling. I mean, we've been talking all day, so it's not too much. of a
I
shit.
mean, like,
Okay,
actually, I don't want to talk to you, so shut up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We've been talking to each other this whole trip.
Cancel recording. Go fuck yourself.
We're the couch couple. Okay, don't read too into that.
Done. Or do.
Or do read into that.